You won't believe what happened when AI met crypto. While most AI tokens are all talk, one project quietly built a live network or infrastructure where over 120 AI subnets already producing value are generating alpha yield, real value. And basically, TAO ecosystem pays real rewards for real intelligence. Look, this isn't hype. This project is called Bittensor. And at the end of this video, I plan to share a special bonus segment on a couple of alpha subnets that I believe will supercharge the ecosystem. So stick around till the end of the video. Look, welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. I'm Kevin, a father, a teacher, and DeFi investor, documenting my real journey so you can learn how to build wealth in a safe way with crypto and DeFi. So around here, we don't chase hype. We study structure, risk, reward, because as I always say, look, Bitcoin is the foundation, but DeFi is the amplifier. So today we are diving into the AI crypto fusion that will define the rest of the 2025 cycle. It's an altcoin that we are very bullish on and a narrative we are equally as bullish on. So let's break down what makes TAO the backbone of decentralized intelligence and how subnets can create real value, how to research them, and finally, if you stay around to the end, we'll talk about some subnets we're bullish on, but understand that none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research. This is a risky space and risky game. You could lose all your money. Also, please help support the channel and our cause by liking this video and sharing it with anyone in this space would benefit from more crypto and DeFi knowledge. Check out our free DeFi course at Dad's DeFi Space. Education is key. And check out our free Telegram group. So, Bittensor, it's a layer one blockchain built specifically as infrastructure for artificial intelligence. Look, instead of mining hashes like Bitcoin, participants within TAO, they run AI models. Look, they earn TAO through a system called Proof of Intelligence or POL. And here's how it works. The miners or subnets, they submit AI model outputs, and validators score those outputs based on their performance and the value they offer. The smarter and more useful the model, the more TAO that subnet earns. And you can stake your TAO tokens to these alpha subnets and earn yield and help support those AI plays within the TAO ecosystem. So TAO isn't just a token, it's an economic engine for decentralized AI. And the token itself is used for staking, subnet minting, governance, and transaction fees. So tons of utility for this token. So the design of a TAO ecosystem it rewards actual intelligence, not just speculation. And this truly does create value. Although TAO and Bittensor has not done the best job explaining the value of TAO to the masses. This is a sophisticated and complicated project, and that truly isn't always what retail is looking for. Now, right now, you're looking at the Dad's DeFi Space webpage, and this is my deep dive article on the TAO ecosystem. And we are going to be talking about some of the subnets that are earning the most yield. Subnets. Now, that is where Bittensor truly separates itself from other chains. I'll say that again, subnets. These are modular networks within Bittensor that specialize in specific AI or computational tasks. Each operates basically semi-independently, but each is powered by TAO token. When you stake your TAO token, you earn alpha tokens from that subnet. These reflect the performance of that subnet and the demand for the alpha token. The better the subnet performs, the higher your rewards in TAO. So, or excuse me, alpha tokens or TAO. So think of subnets like artificial intelligence startups, all competing, all interoperable, and secured by the TAO token. Right now, you're looking at one of the websites that you can use to keep up with your TAO staking, alpha subnet tokens, their performance, and your portfolio. So you are looking at all the different subnet tokens. And if we go into each specific token, you will see its price performance. Every subnet is like its own little business inside the network, and it's focusing on a specific skill: AI training, image generation, code writing, data analysis, even mining. Look, all these subnets compete and they all get graded. They all earn TAO based on that performance. And just remember, more value it returns to the entire ecosystem, the more value it brings to the stakers and the holders. And to be quite honest, right now, I believe we got some heavy hitters, but I wanted to talk about a couple tools that you can use to do research on alpha tokens. The first one we're already looking at, and that's TAO Stats. It'll let you know the total market cap of TAO, the TAO network, the price of TAO, the volume over 24 hours. And then right down here, you can look at all the different subnets. Here are the first 10: shoots, ridges, Tarragon, Gradient, Proprietary Trading Network, Sport Tensor, etc. If I go down, some that we'll talk about in a minute, like Bitcast, Apex, and a few others. One token that we were bullish on was Apex. This isn't one that I'm in right now. And if you stay to the end of the video, I'll show you my TAO portfolio. But Apex, or subnet number one, is a large language AI, basically a decentralized chat GPT that has had quite a bit of volume. But there are other networks like subnet number 23, social tensor, which involves image creation and NFT tools. Now, two of my favorite subnet tokens, one which I actually have in my portfolio, are shoots and ridges. Think of these two first off as the two largest subnet tokens earning the largest amount of TAO token, meaning they are providing a lot of value. And they have basically the most holders. So shoots and ridges are like TAO's built-in market pulse. They both track when things start either slipping or increasing as far as network usage. For example, shoots watches the downside. It can track when things start slipping in the TAO ecosystem. Maybe a subnet's rewards are dropping, validators are underperforming, capital might flow out. Shoots basically picks up on all those warning signs and says, "Hey, Dad, something's cooling off over here. You need to do something." Look, the value it basically brings is stability and awareness to the ecosystem. It might not show as many gains as some of the other alpha subnet tokens, but bringing stability and awareness, it's always going to be bringing value. So by surfacing the weak spots in the network, it helps keep performance balanced. Now, Ridges does the exact opposite. It spots the rebound, it tracks when activity, compute within TAO, and staking start climbing up, going crazy, showing which parts of the ecosystem are gaining the most strength. The most Ridges basically highlights where growth and momentum are returning, help stakers, help the builders move their energy towards what is working. So basically, shoots and ridges, they're acting like TAO internal compass. One is warning when we're sliding, and the other signal is when we're climbing back up. And that feedback loop keeps the whole network adaptive, healthy, and efficient. And in my personal opinion, these are the actual things that make TAO special. It's not just another AI token, it's decentralized AI infrastructure for decentralized AI, not just some name we slap on a token to create FOMO. TAO has created an economy that can feel when things start heating up and also make us aware when things are cooling down. It almost is like it TAO some of the value provided by subnets. We're turning TAO from a simple blockchain into intelligence network. And that's exactly why I am watching it so closely. So if you waited to the end of the video and you're still with us, I wanted to show you all my TAO portfolio, and then we'll look at staking some tokens. First, I have to connect my wallet. Now, the earnings you see within my wallet are not going to show all of my TAO earnings. I do keep the majority of my TAO on a hardware wallet. This is just what I'm staking. This wallet has 1.53 TAO. To be honest, what I've deposited into this wallet was 1.2, 1.18, something like that. And one of the subnets that I'm about to share with you went up quite well the last few weeks, increasing our TAO token. Now, this is a network that I just began exploring deeply the last couple of months, and I'm already within the top 10% of TAO wallet owners, at least at the moment. And I still have 33% of my TAO just staked to the root program. The root program is kind of like the base layer of the TAO ecosystem. I only earned 3 or 4% yield on this, maybe 6 at the most. And as you can see, I tend to stake with TAObot or TAO Stats. But let's talk about some of my plays. This one I'm super excited about. It's called TAO Hash. Now, TAO Hash is trying to decentralize proof of work, the mining hash rate of the Bitcoin network. So, in a sense, you can almost rent mining or rent the power source. And the validators are trying to incentivize miners, pull the hash rate together, and they're rewarding them with alpha tokens. It's an interesting concept that I like, and it's a subnet that I have been investing in, although the volume has been quite down over the last 24 hours. Yes, another subnet that we like is subnet number 62, Ridges, which we have talked about already. These are the two that are probably the riskiest, but also ones that I'm excited to see how they play out. One of those would be Void AI. The other one would be Land. So Void AI is subnet 106. As you can see over the last little bit, it's kind of performed quite well. This huge pump right here, which literally was approximately 8% pump. We were able to ride that up, earn some really good yield over the last few weeks, and increase our TAO position, which is the goal. Now, Void AI is a multi-chain liquidity protocol. They're wanting to create interoperability for Bittensor onto other chains. And I think if this one actually makes it, it could go parabolic. So again, risky. It's only at a 2 million market cap and 5 million, 4.5 million fully diluted value. So super small. These tokens could easily be manipulated. But Void is one that I am bullish on. And then because you know how much we like lending and looping, I also took a look at subnet number 116, TAO Lend. This one is a decentralized lending protocol that allows you to basically collateralize your TAO or alpha tokens and then, to earn some yield on what you borrow. So let's talk numbers. Now was trading around $320 to $360. But over the last little bit, TAO's had a nice little pump, increasing from the very low to the very high of our last huge market dip, 139% already in a matter of 2.5 weeks. So we're consolidating and above the bull market support band on the weekly, which is bullish for us, our altcoins. We still have a stochastic RSI cross, blue cross right here. So looking bullish. If you stayed with the video this long, I'd like to throw in some of my price points. As you can see, I have my fib levels marked on the chart. And some of the price zones that we are going to be watching are the 0.78 right at around $489. And we're actually getting quite close to that. We'll mark that on the chart. 486 one level at 570. 1.6 level, we got just under $800. 0.26 at $1,160. 0.36 at or just over 1,500, and our 4.2 at $1,800. Basically, using roundabout areas around the fib levels to determine my ladder out strategy. I also wanted to take a quick look. Now has a market cap of $4.1 billion, and the fully diluted value is $9 billion. What's awesome is that there will only ever be 21 million TAO, just like Bitcoin, and we'll even experience a halving. So the tokenomics mirror Bitcoin, 21 million max, halving every 4 years with roughly 7.2 million circulating. Look, 90% of these emissions go to the miners and the stakers, and I want to be a part of it. And only 10% of that is going to the development. This gives TAOs some of the same scarcity as Bitcoin, but with DeFi style yield potential. Now, behind Bittensor, we have engineers from Google, DeepMind, and OpenAI, led by Jacob Steves, who previously worked on machine learning research, and now there are over 56,000 wallets, an active GitHub, and a growing and growing validator network. To me, this is a real open source project with continuous innovation, not just a marketing stunt. So, what really makes TAO stand out? It's the rewards, the AI, real computational power, not narratives. It's modular, not scalable. And look, the TAO network rewards real AI. In short, TAO's providing real world utility, measurable on chain data, and it's not just following the regular AI trend. It's building a foundation for it. And I want to be a part of the infrastructure. So if you're thinking about getting involved, staking TAO and getting involved with the alpha subnet tokens, the key is research. And thankfully, Bittensor has great tools to do that. One of them you've been seeing during the video, and that is TAO Stats. You can access all the charting data for subnets, the registration, everything within their blockchain, the validators. There's analytics, so you can check performance, validator rankings, and the total rewards. You also have another one called taoyield.com, a really taoyield.com shows real-time subnet APRs. As you can see, you're looking at TAO Lend right now, TAO bot, 402%, which is crazy right now. You can see how this changes over time and make good informed decisions of how you want to delegate your TAO. There's also a website called TAO Station AI, and this site can even help you delegate TAO, compare subnet performance. So to conclude, for me, TAO is a long-term infrastructure play. Just a quick flip. The ideal range to accumulate is kind of a little bit past, which was the $330 to $400 range. Again, none of this is financial advice, but if AI and crypto converge and the AI narrative gets hot again, TAO could be one of the few ecosystems with real sustainable yield behind it. And these alpha subnets give you great beta plays within the TAO ecosystem. So if you learned something today, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really helps the channel to grow. And if you want to keep leveling up your DeFi skills, trade smarter on our Layer Bank Perp exchange. Right now, you're getting 15% off fees and 10% off spot, no KYC, full control, or check out our links from Blowfin. Join our Telegram group for daily market updates, alpha, and DeFi education. Take my free DeFi crash course at Dad's DeFi Space. Learn how to farm, lend, and manage your risks step by step. And remember, I'm Kevin, and this is Dad's DeFi Space. And remember, Bitcoin is the foundation, DeFi is the amplifier. And go touch grass, spend time with your family, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.